Hi everyone, and welcome to Scoot Friday. I'm Chris, and I'm joined by our hilarious Hollywood actor Alwa Piquet today. Alwa, how are you doing today?
Fantastic. I worked on that intro for a while, so
I was gonna say it's fantastic. See what happens when you go away for 1 week holiday, out of a proto scooters, you come back,
think about those ideas.
your skin looks clean, you look refreshed, 5 years younger. That is your filter, isn't it?
Yes. No, I'm great. I'm great. Weather is beautiful here in Montreal. Same in Toronto, I believe.
Yeah. We had a huge storm 2 days ago where like internet was out, electricity was out, phone signal was out. It's quite terrible, but at least the sun is out now, which is nice.
Nice. No, yeah,
yeah.
Great to be back.
Sorry everyone who's in the comments. I think the last 2 weeks we didn't do a live show. It was just everyone was a bit everywhere. Alwa was on holiday. I was in the UK visiting wholesalers there, and our team has just been running around just preparing everything. So I love it already. 2 minutes in, and we have so many questions. So it's going to be a fun day of questions. But anyway, Alwa, how are you? How's everything? How's business? How are the new products going?
I'm great, thank you. Business is going well too. The Go is killing it. That's what I was saying to Chris yesterday. It's great to see like all the comments online. That's every time someone has a Go and they talk about it, they say for them it's been perfect. And well, to be honest, it's rare that we see this when we launch a new product, and it's great to see. I love it. So I'm really happy about that. And again, it's all those components that we're going to reuse for the new product is giving me even more confidence seeing all of this. So it's great to see. And so yeah, business is doing well. Also, there was some article posted by Techie, right?
The repair partner?
The repair partner, yeah.
Techie.
They posted a great podcast too, talking about our cooperation with them. So go check it out if you're curious. It's on YouTube, on LinkedIn. That's great, showing that it worked and our partners are happy. So that's always good to see. And lastly, for product, well, things are moving super well. As some of you might know, we started recruiting people for 3 different beta group. It's going to be 4 now. And when I went to China, I got the chance to see all those prototypes, and it's really good. It's really good. They look.
It's always a bad thing. It's always a bad thing, isn't it? Like we launch a product, and then we have prototypes already, and we're like, we can't wait to launch a new product. And like, we just launched a Go, which, like you said, is phenomenal. And it's rare. Like, I mean, we spend a lot of time doing the customer research and testing and everything else. But like, the scooter's won CNET's best overall scooter 2024. It's won Wired's best scooter overall 2024. You see all the YouTube videos that everyone's comparing it to and like saying it's the best. Like, the sales in Best Buy are absolutely ridiculous. And it's like, and now we're already like, it's still just started. And we're like, okay, what's next? Let's go. So it's a bit of a dangerous game of, what else is customers asking, but you seem quite confident on the prototypes of the new scooters in China. So you're excited?
Yeah, very excited. And again, we reuse a lot of the same component, but improve them. So they look a lot more refined than before. And we had finally the opportunity to test a software feature that we've been working on for way too long. So now it was in front of us, we could test it. So it's great to see that even those things work, that it's not like a hardware piece that you see the 3D file, you can at this point, you put it in AR, it's in front of you. The software one was really cool. So it's going well. And we were able to talk directly to a lot of suppliers about what we wanted for our next model, which always helps so much to have a direct talk with them instead of having like a middle layer between you and each supplier. So it was worth it to spend extra time in China. And we saw 1, 2, 3, like 4 different new models there, and they were all 100% good. So one of them still has a couple things to improve, but the other ones are like they're finished. So fantastic. We recorded videos yesterday too about them, the walkthrough. So I'm excited to post it and for you, the community, to see what we've been working on. But 100% you're gonna like it. Like we listen to all the feedback.
Nice. And you also went to Eurobike. Do you want to share a bit of how Eurobike was? I mean, maybe just give a bit of context of why do you go to a Eurobike, for example? Are you looking for components? Are you looking to share our scooters, our components? Like what is a bit of the goal?
Yeah. I went to Eurobike during my vacation, which my girlfriend didn't like. But
you can see a photo. You see a photo of Alwa at the stand, like super happy, and you see his girlfriend in the back, like.
No, she's like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But I wanted to go to Eurobike because everybody is always talking about it, and we go to the micro mobility show in the US and in Europe, and it's always a bit smaller, very like more niche. And every time you go to any of those shows, they say like you have to go to Eurobike. So like, okay, we're gonna go. So I went to Eurobike, and I was blown away by the size of it. I spent 2 days there, and it's not enough. You need at least 3 days just to walk around, not even talk to people. But I was able to find really good components for another vehicle that we're working on. That's great. It's going to accelerate the whole timeline tremendously. And also, there's a ton of people that
you can tell them, we're launching a flying scooter.
Yeah,
it's pretty obvious now.
Yes. No, but we found great components even for scooter. Like something we've been talking about forever is those damn turn signal that people complain about that they crack, which is fair. We found good ones. Lights, display, a bunch of things. So a lot of value there. And more importantly for the business, well, we met a lot of people that just straight up want to sell Apollo scooters in their country. So it was good to work on those relationships. And it was good to see, though, that we are a lot more popular than we think in Europe. Like everybody knew Apollo and loved what we were doing and was ready to basically sign a deal. So that was very energizing to see and talk to those people.
Yeah, that's great. And I guess, it was quite funny. So Alwa calls me the next day and he's like, okay, there's a really good French partner. We should really talk to them. So I was in the UK, so I jumped on the train at 4 a.m. the next day and went and visited them. And it was really, really good. And anyway, so there's some news coming hopefully the next week on distribution in France. But Justin, to your point, Eurobike, like the thing is we're working on so many things. Like we have 10 new distributors pretty much in conversations right now in different countries, different regions, everything. Like going to these conferences like Eurobike and micromobility is very, very important, but it's also just we're very tight in terms of time and time resources essentially. But we will be making much more of an effort to be at these conferences. Right now, we're growing so quickly with retail in the US specifically, and you also need to control these things. You don't want to grow too quickly, but no, it's really nice to see that Alwa met some great people and was there to represent the brand, which is the most important. And it's so funny, like so many people Alwa was telling me come up and like they're trying to buy different things. Like, oh, can we get your throttles? Can we get your stem, your folding mechanism? Like, which is always a compliment to hear, right? And there was also a few, anyway. It's always nice to see. So was there anything else that was quite cool that you saw at Eurobike, Alwa, that you want to share?
The DJI bike was there. So DJI launched a new brand, M-Flow, it's called. It's a sub-brand of DJI. And new motors, new battery, new controller, new display. And it's insane. It's just insane what they were able to... basically double the amount of torque from the same motor and same battery, which I don't even know how that's possible. So that was cool to see. And all the scooter brands were there. So we were able to see new prototypes that I was not even aware of that were announced there. So that was quite cool. And basically everyone was there. Every scooter brand was there and every bike brand was there. And what was really nice for me is, again, to see all those different, like we were able to see like a certain type of brake that I was looking for. And even the lights, the lights is always something we try to refine at Apollo, like on the Pro, they're insane, and on other models. And being able to meet some of those suppliers that we've been working on, like seeing them face to face and explaining what we want to change, and for them to say, yeah, but for sure, it's easy. It was great. You just save so much time. So for me, the real value was really in the individual components of this.
And a lot of you, whoever's watching and sort of questions different things, like, of course, we will manufacture more design of the scooter and everything else, but there's some components that we're not going to design a light. It's just not in our ballpark, as it's more about the scooter and the overall components. But it's always great. It's always great because I guess, like you said, it's like you can never win, right? Even the turn signals. Turn signals are amazing because if they break, you can easily replace them. which is very easy. But people also get frustrated because if it breaks and it breaks too easily versus having the rubber cap. But on, for example, a Segway Max G2, if it breaks, it's impossible to change that rubber cap, right? So like, there's always so many different ways and components, and anyway, small things. And anyway, that's why you're in charge of product, right? I would go crazy.
Turning signal is a good example, right? We could have just picked, like, there's a million turning signal out there. We could have just picked another one, but it needs to look, to feel, and to be able to change it easily and feel right, So people are going to be happy that it took us a bit more time, because the new one are pretty solid.
Yeah. And do you also want to share, well, how many kilometers have we hit overall, and this month's performance in terms of people riding on our scooters? We hit quite a big milestone.
Yeah, we finally hit 6 million kilometers. So last month was 5 million kilometers. Now we hit 6 million kilometers. Again, this is just recorded. Like with the app, the people need to connect to the app at one point for us to gather this information. So there's probably double this amount with people not using the app. But yeah, we hit right now we're at 6.4 million kilometers, which is insane. The jump from 4 to 5 was 60% faster than 2 to 3, and from 5 to 6 was 40% faster than 4 to 5. So it's like exponential how quick it's growing, and the amount of daily user that we have on the app is in the 1,000 now. So there's a couple thousand people using the app daily, which is insane. Thank you to all of you. Which is working. Again, in the comment, I hope you had the chance to test the latest version of the app. If you want to join the beta testing, we have the new dashboard on iOS as well for acceleration and regen. We now display the warranty status. We have a new onboarding experience. How to add a scooter to the app is way better. And how you sign in and sign up to the app is also better. And some of you might have seen now we can send you notification. So this week we have a problem with the amps, the reward loyalty points that we give you. Coming from the partner that we use, like their API is just messed up, and we're able to like send directly notification in the app, removing the need to reach out to CX to ask what's happening. So there's a lot of backend infrastructure like this that we set up that just make all our life easier and your experience, our customers, better. But yeah, 6.4 million kilometers now, which is insane. The distance to the moon is 400,000 kilometers, so quite a bit of back and forth to the moon and back.
And it's just so funny. It's like, anyway, first of all, I love it. I think Alwan and team have done a phenomenal job. It's like, if you look at the back end, you can see everything again, from the most controller temperatures to the distances they're using it. And more people are using it for their commutes. Like, I remember every time I used to look at the dashboard, it was like, one ride every 2-3 hours. Now it's like every minute, everyone's using a scooter. And I'm like, oh my God, this is ridiculous. But the funniest part for me is like, every time I open it up, I see a country that I've never we sold a scooter there for. Like yesterday I saw Ethiopia. Like people are using scooters in Ethiopia. So I don't know if there's a reseller that's doing it without us knowing, but it's really cool to see, and just seeing the customer, like how much our customers are loving the whole in-app experience. So keep that feedback coming, guys. Thank you so much. And yeah, really cool to see. Okay, so let's go through some questions here from the team. So thank you everybody for the lovely questions. Hi, Justin. Hi. So I'm just going to say Chuck because I can't pronounce it sometimes. 3 weeks ago. Okay, it's more just conversation, less questions. The Polo Go is a really good looking scooter. Thank you very much. Okay. No, there's not much questions actually. It's just comments. Let's just see. Let's keep going. How does it go compared to Segway? There's actually a really good comparison video that we can put in here. That's essentially, like, again, Segway is a great scooter. We're not going to lie. It's a very well-built scooter. But the difference and why we created the Go is essentially, if you walk into a Best Buy store and you see a Segway Max G2, which is like $999 or $899 on promo, and that's a single motor. Right next to it, you have the Polo Go now, which is a dual motor, $1,199 scooter. So you're paying $200 more for more power, more torque, more range, and just it looks way cooler. And that's why it's been doing so really, really well. But again, it depends on your budget and what you're looking for. But that's how I say, if you weigh a little bit more or you have a bit of a hilly area, the Go is much stronger than any single motor scooter, really. Apollo, any thoughts on a trade-in program? Rupak, yes, that's a great point. Like we mentioned in the past, we're working on it. The team's working on it. I think this is huge. It's really, really important that we do launch one. It's just the team is figuring out the logistics of how to launch it. And there's a lot of small details to go through when you're doing a trade-in program. So stay tuned. I think that will hopefully be coming in the next 6 months. I think that's really important for our riders. Okay, hey there, hi Bobby. I'm loving the Pro and get compliments daily from folks on my commute. I already got 500 miles on it, and the only maintenance I've had to do is tighten the head screws once. That's great to hear, Bobby. Thank you. Do you have any recommendations for additional adhesive that I could use to better bond the grip tape on the footrest aside from the super glue, which I'm not keen on using?
Probably 3M, like some super sticky 3M. They have some pretty thin one too. It's like thin like a sheet of paper. Yeah, this is something we found a way to fix because basically people, when they put their feet on the footrest, and it's hot outside, the grip on the footrest is gonna like slip. On the go, when I was in China, we just found a way to fix this. But yeah, I would say 3M is probably your best option, and make sure you have the latest grip that go like over the. We have a new grip that go over where the handle is, so that's gonna definitely help. And we can send it for free. We sent it to everyone.
Cool, thank you, Justin. What prototype did you see in China? Justin, you're already in our beta program, so you will see soon. Thank you. For those of you who are interested in also joining our beta program, there's a link on our website. You can sign up and be one of the first to test and see these. Matt, do you have the link? Okay, no, we've already gone through that. I posted all those. Chad, this is great. Thanks so much, Aloha, for designing such a magnificent Lexus of the scooter. I love my Go so much. I'll be uploading my ride here in New York. Please do. That's great. Thank you.
You're welcome. And for Justin, the video is not out yet. We recorded the video yesterday of a 2 prototype walkthrough, so it's gonna come out in the next weeks or so, in about 3 weeks actually.
Yeah, these are all great advice. Are any of your upcoming prototypes changing based on meeting these suppliers? The prototype's less so, no? It's more the components of the prototype. I mean, sorry, yes, of course it's changing. Sorry, but yeah.
Yeah, we're able to find some. The obvious one I can say now is the brakes. We found some pretty solid brakes. So this and motors, we're able to boost our motors a little bit. So those are going to be the 2 big one. And again, software features that you're going to see for the next lineup. So yeah, meeting those suppliers. It's always, we always said every time we go to China, you spend 1 week there, and it's like 2 months working abroad. So yeah, it was a success.
Yeah. Justin, so my daughter's birthday just passed not too long ago. I was thinking maybe get a scooter, but a Polo doesn't have one for young people. Would that be in the Polo's future? It's a great question, Justin. For the time being, no. Simply because, I mean, there's so much competition in anything that's under $400. And when you start hitting that price point, you're sacrificing a lot of quality. And if you're doing a kid's scooter, I think it's really, really tough for a premium brand to do that. So no, I think the cheapest we would go is around $799. That's where we're aiming, but maybe in the future. There's a few things that we're looking into and working on, but yeah, I wouldn't get an Apollo, unfortunately, for now. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it for the questions here. There we go. Thank you for the link, Ola. That's great. How often should you use grease and lubricants, Aloha?
It depends on your model. In your guide, in your manual, there is a page dedicated to maintenance that we say when to lubricate what, how often, how many kilometers. It really depends. You know, we have some people here that there was never any squeak on their suspension, and other people after 20 kilometers there's a squeak. Now we grease everything a lot at the factory, so it should be good. But you know, your suspension is. I personally do it every maybe 200-300 kilometers, just to be sure it stays silent. But again, it depends on your model, and you know, all the suspension we have are practically different. So, yeah.
That's just a front suspension. I like the rubber. You can't do much in the back. Where else would you put lubricants, for example?
We have a video on how to lubricate the rear rubber. If you have a sound coming from the rear, though, it's not from the rubber. It's the suspension pin that you need to get out, lubricate, and put back in, which is a bit hard. But yeah, we have a pretty good video on our YouTube channel for this.
I had it was like I had a noise coming from the back of my Pro, and I couldn't figure it out, but it was actually just a fender. which is super easy, right? So it's like you have to just unplug that as well. But yeah, sometimes you never know where these are coming from. I think the most overlooked part of QC, as I presume, that they don't jump up and down the scooter to inspect the suspension works optimally. They actually do, don't they? Like Ellen, yeah.
They do. They do. Just you know, when it's freshly assembled, it's like it's all, everything is silent, everything works great. You know, so they do, but there's only so much you can catch. But now we don't even take the chance. Like every little part possible in the suspension, like the go, for example, you have a rubber inside. You have 2 spring and 2 rubber inside the spring. We grease all those springs and rubber, and even the pin going into we lubricate. And on top of that, as most of you know, we added bearings everywhere. So now it should be silent. And the front of the Go, we got, I think we are at 6 complaints, just for, we sold thousands of them, right? But we have 6 complaints, and we decided to change the grease for the front suspension. It's coming from the supplier, the assembly of this. So we decided to put a higher pressure grease because now it seems like the grease is getting removed with a lot of jump on it, or it's drying. I don't know what's happening, but yeah, so that's going to be changed. But again, it's like 6 out of a couple of thousand. It's really nothing.
Yeah, the Go QC wise has been phenomenal. I mean, knock on wood, everything's been great. It's just
the best
so
one
nice
by far.
But yeah, so here doesn't matter if yeah, it's fine. Does it matter if we don't lubricate much? I have an Apollo Pro. I think it is quite important every 400-500 kilometers, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's important. Again, we have a good video on our YouTube channel, I believe, for the piece, the pin greasing. If not, just reach out to CX and ask to Eloette send the video. But yeah, it's important. It's just going to last so much longer, because if it's metal on metal, you know, well, first of all, you're going to have tolerance issue in the long term because it's rubbing and removing a little bit of metal. And also the sound is just so annoying. You know, you have the Pro that's supposed to be and should be completely silent, and you hear it's another type of bell when you are on the bicycle. It's important, of course. It's like any vehicle.
Yeah, especially for such an expensive product, Keith. Like I would recommend it. It takes 2 minutes. And,
exactly. It's so easy. It's so easy.
Yeah. We don't do that really on the app. Do we send notifications on like maintenance required? Like
no, because we just implemented the notification. But now, yes, it's going to be. Well, now you have call to action every, like, it depends, 250 kilometers, 500 kilometers. But we're going to be putting the maintenance tip as well. So when you hit the table that I was talking in the user manual, well, we're going to be able to say, like, okay, it's time to adjust your brake, it's time to tighten your fender, like Chris was mentioning, or to grease your suspension. That's going to be coming to the app soon.
Amazing, yeah. Because that's it. And you forget, right? You write it so much, like you don't remember to do it. So like a little reminder is great. A Pringle, I still love that YouTube channel name. A Pringle. An update when walking mode, eco mode will be removed so it can be a usable mode.
So again, walking mode is gear 1, or we call it gear 0, really, but it's gear 1. You can change the speed in the app, and like you can go gear 1 and change whatever speed, and then it's usable, I guess. For the blinking light and everything, that has been removed since January of even October of 2023. So now it's all gone. For the update of the firmware, I don't know. I need to check with the team. We got that version a while ago now. There was just so much. But yeah, a walking mode, to answer your question, you can just go click on the gear 1 and change the top speed limit, and it's going to be like any other gears after.
Yeah. Cool. And then Justin, how are sales going at Apollo year-over-year? Considering how much you recorded mileage is going up, it must be crazy. So yeah, I mean, it's very similar to economy as well, right? So 2022 was incredible. 2023 was much more tough. High interest rates, tough economy, less disposable income. So that was a bit more tough of a year for us and then for everyone in the industry. This has been good. It's coming back up. There's more consumer confidence, and with the expanding distribution, right? So you have more doors, more availability of product. So overall, it's doing really well. And I think a key success point for the year for us was launching the Go. You have a more accessible price point into a luxury scooter, which is amazing. So we're seeing a lot of success over that. So we are up this year quite a bit, which is really nice to see. And yeah, we'll see. You know, you never know with regulation and just economy overall, what's going to happen, but or even elections, right? That we have, just for context, last month the US put in a 25% tariff on all scooters. Before it used to be a 25% on just 1,000 watts and over. Now it's on everything. So imagine overnight we're going to have to increase our pricing by 10-15%. So you'll see that happen for all scooters in the next 4 to 6 weeks. That's going to be tough, and we really hope that seeing as it's going to be overall every scooter doing this, that it's going to be okay and not affect sales too much. But these are things we have to deal with. Unfortunately, we have no control over. So let's see what the political landscape is going to be like. Justin, what is Mac up to? Haven't seen him for a while. Who's Mac? Mac is he's just been busy. I think he's on holiday this week, but he's been a bit everywhere working. He was in China with Elwa, which, you know, when you go to China for a week, I think you lose like three years of your life just in terms of the workload, the socializing, and just being on the floor. It's like crazy days. So, but don't worry, Justin Mac's still here. He's just taking a little week break. I already put 90 miles on my go in just 2 weeks. That's great, Chuck. If you're bored and looking for a little pro upgrade, I'd love a new front fender that closes off the little gap between, and lets water through to the front suspension. So there's water that goes to front suspension. I feel like the front one's quite solid, no?
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Okay, Bobby, maybe if you can send a photo or a bit of context, we can look into it for sure. Chuck, the range of my Go is more or less the same as my F2 Pro, to be the same as the Segway Max G30P. Just set the acceleration to 102 and it'll be the same exactly. Same battery essentially as the Segway Max G2. 15 amp hour, it's about how you use it, right? If you're heavier, more speed, more range, etc. Any China videos coming? That's true. Do you guys film any content in China?
Yeah. We have we film a ton of them. We film all the new prototype. We film the assembly line. We recorded. We brought professional videographer to record all the rig testing too. Beautiful content. Yesterday I recorded the voiceover, so it should be posted maybe next week or the week after for the rig testing, and for the other one, the assembly line and stuff. I'm not sure, but yeah, we recorded a bunch of stuff.
Cool, that's great. Chuck, proud to be American. And thanks to Polo for supporting the 4th of July sales, which I bought my Go on. Thanks, Chuck. It means a lot. Really appreciate it. Keith, I have the Polo Pro and I want the unlimited timing signal. I want to be able to turn it off myself. That's in the settings in the app, right?
Yeah. I think Keith maybe was part of the beta, so you need to update your firmware. If you're close to a repair center, Keith, which you must be if you're in the beta, that's you can go there and they're going to update it for you, the display firmware.
Yeah, I love this. I use that every time. It's just it's so much easier now. Perfect. Okay, Henry, is there any new models coming for next year? Any new upgrades? We will let you know. In terms of like the current products that we have, you won't see a new upgrade really until next year probably. So like the City and everything and the Go, solid. They're working really well. And only minor small production changes, nothing major until next year. But the rest will keep a little bit behind and announce it when it's time. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, guys. So we're already 2:00. So thank you so much for attending Scoot Friday. We really appreciate all the questions and comments. Elwa, I appreciate your time as always. And yeah, and just a huge shout out to Matt as well in the background, who's hosting all these, putting on the cool music and helping us get these. Really appreciate it. Any last final comments before you leave, Elwa?
Everyone, we are so close to reach 4-star in our mobile app for the US. We're at 3.86. I need a couple of you to give a 5-star to a mobile app to finally reach the 4-star level. So please download the app, give it a try, see all the improvement we made, or just go rate it, to make me happy.
I will send you a signed photo shirt from him himself.
Absolutely. And this number on it. So,
yeah, exactly. Cool.
And, but no, thank you everyone. And again, if you want to join the hardware beta testing or the software beta testing, there's so much cool stuff there. Just reach out to CX because it's really worth it. And it's great to see all the same name week after week, even after such a long break. So thank you everyone for participating to those podcasts. We appreciate it a lot.
Cool. Thanks everybody. Have a lovely weekend. See you next week.